Summerville Boy, we were arguing about the disparity, and he was a 10-to-1 chance. Summerville Boy out here, the best he can get is 8, so that gap might have narrowed slightly, but punters very much of the conviction that Western Rider is going to be the one. And Montes Avalons, the horse that fell at Wincanton and then followed up at a short price at Aintree. He's attracted support from 9-2 into 7-2, but feature of the market, I think, really is the strength of the Greatrex horse, the stable's in form, weakness of Kalashnikov, and strength again of Paul Nicholls' Montes Avalons.
And Montes Avalons looking to complete an across-the-card double for Brothers Bowen, though whether Sean can better younger brother James is a moot point. That was some ride on Raz de Marie. Back to this, Western Rider 7-4. He is, if you like, Steve, the solid choice against the star potential of Kalashnikov and the meaningful potential of Montes Avalons, and the other two are no mugs either for the Tolworth.
Yeah, you're right. Solid is absolutely right. We know that he goes in the ground. We know that he's progressive. He's got to brush up his jumping a little bit, I think, but he was a very good standard bumper horse, and he's at least as good already over hurdles. But it's interesting. Kalashnikov has looked a potential star. You can argue about the form, but the way he's won his races marks him down as a very, very promising horse. He's got to prove himself on this softer ground, but that aside, he's a really interesting player. Montes Avalons is interesting in that he's likely to be the pace angle, you'd imagine. And we've already mentioned, when we were talking about Marty Cole earlier, I do think Summerville Boy would be seen in a better light if they go a decent pace here. They crawled at Cheltenham. That definitely didn't suit him.
This is the Grade 1 32 red Tolworth Novices Hurdle Race, a race that's been won by some of the great names in National Hunt racing. And to call them home, let's join our commentator Simon Holt.
So they're about to line up. This prize won in recent years by L'Ami Serge, by Yorkhill, and 12 months ago by Finian's Oscar. And they're away. Off and racing, Montes Avalons into the lead early under Sean Bowen for Paul Nicholls as they head towards the first of 8 flights in the 32 red Tolworth Novices Hurdle. Kalashnikov in the purple and yellow jacket racing between the Russian Doyen on the near side and the favourite Western Rider on the far side in orange, and Summerville Boy, the early back marker at flight number 1. And Montes Avalons, a 2-length leader on landing. From Exeter winner, the Russian Doyen in second, Kalashnikov in third, Western Rider is fourth, and finally Summerville Boy over the next. And Montes Avalons continuing out in front with this 2.5 length advantage as they race in front of the stands for this Grade 1 prize. Montes Avalons by 2.5 lengths, maybe 3 to the Russian Doyen on the outside, a half length ahead of the unbeaten Kalashnikov, and then Western Rider and Summerville Boy matching strides at the rear. The leader just getting away from them a little bit here, Montes Avalons, as they swing right-handed under Sean Bowen, whose younger brother James has just ridden a tremendous race to win the Coral Welsh Grand National at Chepstow. Down the hill, Montes Avalons by 6 lengths to the Russian Doyen. Then Kalashnikov on the inside, heading towards the back straight. Summerville Boy and Western Rider, and the leader making this quite a test. By the look of things, it's a good gallop in the ground. Montes Avalons clear of the Russian Doyen. Kalashnikov back in third. 1.5 lengths then to Summerville Boy, and Western Rider still held up, approaching the first of the 4 flights in the back. And Montes Avalons is flying along at the moment. Just got in tight there though and didn't land too well, almost hind legs first. Leads by about 6 to the Russian Doyen. Approaching the next. Montes Avalons' lead is being eroded after a couple of sticky jumps. Western Rider moving up on the inside of Kalashnikov. Summerville Boy and also the Russian Doyen in close company over the next. Montes Avalons there by only about 1.5 lengths, as now they approach the crossover towards the last flight in the back straight. Mont des Avalois, Summerville Boy, his nearest pursuer now. Right up the inside, Western Rider, Kalashnikov in the yellow sleeves, and the Russian Doyen. This is 3 out. Mont des Avalois again just went through the top of the flight. Summerville Boy right on terms. Western Rider, Kalashnikov, and under pressure is the Russian Doyen. The leader just running around a little there, just looking a little bit green perhaps from Summerville Boy. There's a neck between them. Western Rider and Kalashnikov in hot pursuit, both being ridden along now though. So too is the Russian Doyen as they swing the right-hander, and Mont des Avalois is still out in front, having set a stern test from the front thus far as they approach the turn in with about a half mile left to go. Mont des Avalois from Summerville Boy. Kalashnikov battling on under pressure in third. Western Rider looks in trouble. Then the Russian Doyen heading towards the second last. The whip is raised on Kalashnikov back in third, and still Mont des Avalois galloping on strongly. Summerville Boy coming to the near side. Kalashnikov is digging into his credit as they head on to this flight. Is Mont des Avalois into it, and again a novelty mistake. Summerville Boy on the near side. Kalashnikov still fighting on, but Summerville Boy now takes over under Noel Feely, chased by Kalashnikov and the early leader Mont des Avalois. Summerville Boy approaching the final flight with a 3-length advantage. A very ungainly jump. Kalashnikov is still battling in second place up the hill. Summerville Boy from Kalashnikov is about 2-3 lengths. Summerville Boy picking up again though, and he's striding away to win in good style. Summerville Boy winning the Tolworth. In second it's Kalashnikov losing his unbeaten record. Back in third Mont des Avalois, then Western Rider well beaten, and finally the Russian Doyen.
Summerville Boy takes the Tolworth in the colours of Roger Brookhouse for Tom George and Noel Feely, who asked this horse to take closer order down the far side, keen to make use of his superior stamina and his ability to handle testing conditions, and those attributes saw him win this and win it pretty decisively. In spite of being niggled some way out, Kalashnikov was boxed on for second place on the softest ground he tackled in his promising career to date. And Mont des Avalois showed a lot of class at various points through this race, but he also showed greenness and an inability to jump with real fluidity, and that's cost him in the end. Not so Summerville Boy, firmly on top.
Very much so, and such a contrasting ride to what happened last time, where he was held up some way off the pace in a very slowly run race. Absolutely did not play to his strength. Today was a truly run race, courtesy of the third, and he got into the race earlier, and despite himself not getting the last hurdle particularly well, he's just a strong stay in 2 miler. Conditions really suited him, and he